We are rapidly approaching a cliff edge of supermassive unemployment. As artificial intelligence evolves at an alarming rate, factories and logistics hubs are stripping humans out of the production line. At the same time, the physical world is being wired to watch us. Our smart cupboards, wireless earpieces, and internet-connected gadgets log every metric of our daily routines and feed that data directly back to a central command hub. Any restless energy we might have is smothered by custom-tailored distraction. If you want to watch Marilyn Monroe star in a new film today, an algorithm can generate it for you on demand, removing the need for new human creativity. When you combine total surveillance with artificial pacification, the resulting society mirrors the exact authoritarian nightmares authored by George Orwell. The control grid is already active. When human labor is obsolete, the proposed fix is a universal basic income. Governments plan to issue digital living allowances, so displaced workers can continue to survive without a paycheck. But trading cash for digital points eliminates the ability to transact privately. Every purchase is logged, and if you dissent against the system, your access to those points can be instantly restricted. These massive technological shifts are pushing humanity into a corner. We are trading our self-sufficiency for a digital allowance, locking ourselves into a system where survival requires absolute obedience. To understand the scope of this cage, we have to look up the chain of command and identify the people actually writing the code and owning the infrastructure. This network diagram visualizes a 2011 study by the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. They mapped 43,000 multinational corporations and found that their ownership condenses into a tight network of just 147 megafirms, which command over 60% of all global revenue. Follow the money further up, and those 147 firms are overwhelmingly controlled by a concentrated block of just 20 major international banks. Those same bankers hold interlocking board seats across the world's major media conglomerates. Through a handful of parent companies, they dictate the news and entertainment you consume. There is no vibrant free market of ideas or commerce. We operate inside a closed loop, where a tiny financial elite manages both the economy and the public perception of reality. Beyond economic control, there is evidence of physiological management. In the 20th century, specific compounds like sodium fluoride were utilized in detention environments to manage large populations through calcification of the brain. Today, that same chemical is standard in 2/3 of American water systems, while untested GMOs dominate the food supply. To the architects of this system, 7 billion people are seen as an unmanageable burden on the world's resources. If the population cannot be controlled voluntarily, the alternative is a managed contraction, aiming for a global headcount of just 500 million. Members of the ruling class have spoken openly about this perspective. Prince Philip of England famously stated that if reincarnated, he would like to return as a deadly virus to help solve the human overpopulation problem. This casual disdain originates from an elite class that views itself as a separate breed. They maintain their immense wealth and power through centuries of strict, interbred aristocratic lineages. Even fierce modern political rivals share these exact genealogical ties. George W. Bush, John Kerry, and Barack Obama all trace their heritage back to the exact same European monarchs. Elections provide the illusion of choice, while an interwoven royal family holds the actual reins. To them, the rest of the global population is an infestation requiring aggressive management. Why does this specific bloodline assume they have a divine right to cull the human herd? The archaeological record is littered with anomalies that defy our timeline. The Antikythera mechanism, recovered from a Greek shipwreck, features highly complex cogs and gears used to track constellations long before such engineering was physically possible. The Piri rice map, compiled in the 1500s from ancient source materials, perfectly charts the coastline of Antarctica. That landmass has been buried under thick ice for centuries, and its true shape was unknown before the advent of radar. Modern conflicts are frequently used as cover to hoard these anomalies. During the 2003 invasion of Iraq, forces made a direct push for Baghdad, allowing an operation to bypass expensive fakes and loot tens of thousands of newly discovered Sumerian artifacts from the National Museum. We are taught a story of primitive humans evolving into technological masters. The physical evidence points to a much darker reality. A highly advanced power operated on Earth thousands of years ago, and their technology is actively being suppressed. The artifacts recovered from sites like Uruk and Ur suggest that Sumerian history was not mythology, but a chronological record. These cuneiform tablets document the arrival of the Anunnaki, beings who arrived from a planetary body known as Nibiru to install the first civilizations on Earth. The remnants of their civilization stretch far beyond our atmosphere. Geometric anomalies and massive, artificial-looking structures have been documented across the solar system, scattered from the surface of Mars to the moons of Saturn. But the most profound anomaly is parked right above us. Our moon sits at the exact distance required to perfectly eclipse the sun, a mathematical anomaly that defies random chance. It holds a circular orbit that breaks standard gravitational capture models. And when the Apollo 12 crew jettisoned their lander back onto the lunar surface, NASA instruments recorded the moon ringing like a bell for hours, a physical reaction that suggests the structure is hollow. Staring down a future of automated poverty and total surveillance is terrifying. By mapping the undeniable greed of global banks and the rapid rise of AI onto an ancient extraterrestrial master plan, we construct a modern mythology. It gives a face and a motive to the chaotic forces that are rapidly consuming